So you want to do a documentary on the current state of online entrepreneurship, or where things are kind of at?
Yeah, the current scenes.
Well, it's interesting because it never used to be online entrepreneurship. You know, online is such a recent thing, really. I started right on the forefront of that in Australia and New Zealand by accident. Just doing, you know, I always wanted to stand out, to be different.
Today, anyone with a smartphone or a laptop can spread information and video around the world immediately.
So don't let them steal your...
So I started when I was 19, maybe, just made a Facebook page because there was a couple of people I followed in the fitness. Well, there wasn't even a fitness scene. There was probably like 2 people who had an online presence. One was Ziz. I kind of was doing this Facebook page, just documenting my progress, my process of my training, as all my fitness stuff. And then I realized, hey, I'm actually randomly building an audience of 100 people I think I had. And then I realized that stringer singlets were what I wanted to train in, and you couldn't buy them. So I thought, okay, how am I going to source some of these from overseas and start selling them? And I found this online site which I could get all these Gold's Gym singlets. I got some samples and I was like really happy with them, and then I made an order. But that was the first business that I made. I pulled out of my university course because I was making about $2,000 a week.
Right.
Ages ago back then, which was crazy to think.
Definitely, yeah.
But I had no experience managing money. I didn't have any good habits. I didn't have any knowledge or knowing of what I was doing. Things were just randomly kind of working.
Yeah.
And they started taking off, and it was a bit too much. I look back and I think if I had my head now and went back there, I could have made a lot more of the opportunities. I could have capitalized on the organic growth, a lot more things. The scene's definitely changed a lot now. It's a lot harder to, you know, kind of blow up like that. So it was kind of like in the right place at the right time, but it was also like, I think I deserved to be in that place because I put myself out there and I was willing to do that, which a lot of people weren't willing to do. So I think you always get rewarded for the things that, you know, doing what most people aren't willing to do. Back then, life was so random. And I lived randomly day to day. Everything was random. If things went good, it was just randomly things were going good. Now I've realized that, you know, in order to really build a successful business, it's all about structure. It's about routine. And as well, in business and your personal life, it's going to be mixed regardless. And so you could be doing really well in business, but if your personal life is lacking, then your business is going to get messed up as a result.
You looking in my eyes, can you really see the struggle? The missing piece here, better go and find a puzzle. You looking in my eyes, can you really see the struggle? The missing piece here, better go and find a puzzle. And they don't even know my name, but they let those in who look and sound the same. And they don't even see that I'm the change, yeah.
So we're here at the gym now, and usually every day I like to train between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. In terms of my morning, when I first wake up, I'm waking up somewhere between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. and I'm just having a coffee in that time and reading a book. I always make sure that I get 10 to 15 minutes of reading in as I drink my coffee to start my day. So even if I don't read my book, sometimes I'll just sit on the couch and just have a coffee and just have no screens, no nothing. And I think that's really just helps set me up for a good day. Usually as well, after I do that, I will do one task on my computer, whether that is doing any video editing for the master trainer, which I've got. Sign up link in the description box. It seriously means a lot, all you guys who sign up into there and support what I do, because honestly, the landscape's been changing a lot lately, and it's been a lot harder to kind of make money, I guess, in terms of organically what I'm doing. So it means a lot, man. All you guys who support me. I got lots of stuff, bills to pay, all that, you know, kind of stuff. So normally I'll either be video editing in the morning before I come to the gym, or I'm doing other creative stuff. So anything in terms of planning out workouts for my master trainer, planning out just workouts in general that I want to try, that I want to do, and come try them here in the gym and see, okay, is this actually good enough for me to build into my master trainer? Because there's 12 months worth of programming in there. It's not easy. It's not, you know, something that's like, I know all these 12 months of workouts, it's like it's stuff I'm actually constructively building. If I'm not doing that as well, maybe I'm doing things in terms of constructing Facebook ad sets, something new which I've been trying to do, just anything to kind of have growth and build growth in my business. So I always make sure a couple of times a week I'm making my gym sessions a bit more experimental and fun, and having some base stuff in there, but bringing some new movements in there, some functional stuff in terms of what I can do with the sled setup here, the runway setup here in the gym. So usually I'll warm up for like 10 minutes on the bike or the treadmill. I'll just get blood flowing into my body, and then depending what I'm training, I'll spend some time doing some warm-up movements. One thing that people really overlook is the importance of a warm-up before you work out. If you want to get the most out of your workouts, you really want to have a good warm-up. So if any of you guys don't warm up, I definitely recommend it's worth looking a lot more into doing some good warm-ups. I've actually got a whole bunch of my master trainer, all my warm-up drills I perform, so definitely go check that out if you're interested in that. It's going to make a huge difference to just getting the most out of your workouts. Training at the moment, a lot of it is bodybuilding training, but I make sure 2 sessions a week I bring in more functional stuff in terms of tire flipping, sled pulls, sled drags, anything even creative that I can think of, anything that's like a circuit. So currently going to do some snatch grip deadlifts. These are really good compared to a conventional deadlift in terms of fixing your posture and engaging a lot more legs off the ground when lifting that weight up. When you're doing a normal deadlift, your legs are bent about this much. When you're doing a snatch grip, you're going wider. This allows you to actually sit back further in the pocket. As you can see as well, I get a lot more rollback and opening up of my chest, which is just gonna pull my shoulders back. Just a lot better in terms of strengthening your posterior chain. You know, you got a lot more leg engagement and everything just kind of gets set right as opposed to a normal deadlift, which is good. But it's just another variation to try. Man, long time no see. How you going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good man, good man.
I enjoyed that, probably about 80 plus.
Yeah, you'll probably get down to like that 76, 75 again. It's a good gym session done and dusted. Just got one of my clients, Sam. Gonna actually post on my client's Instagram page. Feel very accomplished when I do a post on my client's page. Probably more so than my main Instagram page actually, So definitely writing out captions is always a big thing for me to feel good about each day, because it actually gets me thinking about what I've written, and it kind of reinforces it back in my life, whether that's an inspirational kind of caption or something like that, or if it's just a meal or something like that. You know, it just kind of reinforces what I do. So cool. So I want to talk about some things that I make sure that I do every single day without question in regards to my diet and nutrition. I always make sure that I have a salmon meal. If I don't have a salmon meal, I just don't feel right. And then another meal which I make sure I always have is my shake with coconut water. So I'll get coconut water and then I'll have that with a greens formula. And then I'll usually have that with a serve of whey protein and get some mixed berries in there as well. So these are 2 things that I always make sure that I have every single day, no matter what. In terms of all my other meals, I'm more than happy to switch things out. Sometimes, you know, like mince, chicken. Another one I do have quite often, I think I've run out, but I've run out of my normal brand, which I get, but just having tuna and spring water, depending. Sometimes I like to have that just with hot sauce, and that is a bit of a staple. But definitely, in terms of every single day without fail, the salmon and the shake. If I can get those two things in my day, that's basically what I want to have. For the most part, I actually do eat the same food every day. I'll link the video below of the foods which I eat. I've actually got a full day of eating video. But another thing that's really important for me is my vitamins. So multivitamin, I'll have one of these a day. Magnesium, because I train a lot and I train hard. It's just really good for, you know, muscle and bone health, and nervous system support as well. So that's really important when you're training so much. And for fish oil, I'll aim to have about 3,000 mg a day, nothing crazy. I think that's just a recommended. And then glucosamine as well, which is good for your joints. So yeah, these are kind of my staples which I've identified. If I can have these every single day, I feel good at the end of that day. Like I was saying, I think it's really important to construct a day of when you're in bed at night, you just feel like you did everything right. So when I got my salmon, my vitamins, this one shake, I feel accomplished in bed at night. So I'm going to do 50% off the jumpers, so you'll be looking at $50 for the jumpers. Also neon range will be... I'm going to post that up on the story. So just here today, decided I'm going to do a Gemsties sale, because I'm actually going back to New Zealand in a couple of days. And I have a lot of old stock which I want to clear, and I'm really impatient, so I just randomly had this idea and I was like, I don't want to go to New Zealand and then do it when I come back. I'd rather do it now before I go to New Zealand. Actually works good as well, because I can take New Zealand orders over in a suitcase, and I've discounted shipping, so well, that's my idea anyway. Hopefully it all works out good. But yeah, just writing down some pricing of what the percentages off on things are, and just kind of making sure that's all on track, and just laid a lot of stock out currently now just on the table here. Just in terms of, yeah, organizing all the sizing and just recounting what's in stock on the site and making sure it's all matching up fine. Yeah, so in the cupboards here, Gemsties has kind of been taking a bit of a back seat at the moment to all my online stuff. In terms of the fitness training and all that, that's where my biggest priority's been at, but really just inspired to do some new stuff with the brand, because it's been a bit too long and I'm feeling like, yo, we need to do some stuff. So we'll definitely clear up some room, not only on the shelves, but also on the website as well, so I can finally take things off which have been around a bit too long, and yeah, just be kind of ready for a fresh new start with some new drops. I've definitely got some new things in the works, in my head, and like actual logos designed up. So yeah, hopefully the sale goes all good tonight. Pretty excited actually to kind of put a good deal out to all you guys who, you know, support the brand and stuff. It should be pretty cool. Alright, Tommy, whatever you do not show these. These will cause a bit of controversy in the comments. These are supposed to drop years and years ago, and we couldn't... Actually, we did a drop and then launched them on a pre-sale and sold like hundreds of them. So this is one of the good. We ended up making the sample good, but by the time we got it good, I don't know what happens, but like these were the initial ones we got, and you can see the speckle. I don't know if you can see it, but it's coming through the logo, and we just weren't happy with it. These were on the what we sold on the pre-sales, so I had to message like hundreds of customers and say, yo, like just give them a refund basically. But we managed to finally get them right. So, but I never actually ended up making them. So a lot of people have really been upset with me about this. This is a size medium, but I think it's actually an equivalent of a size large. It's either so precious that I'll keep it, or someone's gonna offer me like a ridiculous amount of money on Instagram DMs and try get it. I bet that'll happen. I'm just making it live now. New vid, link in bio.
You looking in my eyes, can you really see the struggle? The missing piece here, better go and find a puzzle. And they don't even know my name, but they let those in who look and sound the same. And they don't even see that I'm the change, yeah. I guess those are people you should blame, yeah. I'm tired of the politicking, the game talking how they always needed something different. When I'm right in their face, they don't get the vision. So I'ma keep on doing me now, watch them listen. Looking at myself for my sign. You see the problems in my life, I can't complain.
Oh, you're getting them done?
Yeah.
Nice.
How are the orders going?
Good. Really good. Yeah, we sold like pretty much everything that was needed. Oh, like, you know, everything that was like on sale, so yeah. Jeff. Oh, here's a New Zealand order. Well, this dude's got the coolest name ever. Casper. with a C, but like, no, like, that sounds like the normal Casper. Casper with a K-A-C-P-E-R. So that's crazy, bro. Dude, that guy must get so much fucking chicks, I reckon. But I believe everything happens for a reason, Tommy, so I feel like, you know.
Actually, I'm going to do 50% off the jumpers, so you'll be looking at 50.
Oh, I can delete that one.
For
So
the jumpers.
are sold.
Also, neon rain. Alright, guys.
Louis.
So guys, just want to do a big shout out to everyone who's ordered last night. Just been
Packing up some stuff, but I just want to show you guys what we've got in stock left. We got 3 Phantom tanks left in the large, just kind of noteworthy things. Coming over into the shelves, we just got, these are the last actual pink shorts which will ever drop, so I think there's less than like 8 pairs left. I think there's only 4 pairs of the teals, just in size small. Don't let the sizing scare you off if you're bigger, because these are very stretchy. So sale went really good last night. Yeah, just been laying everything out, and always a good time. I love actually, it sounds like I'm being sarcastic because it's a bit of work, but I love seeing, and this is not even packing, this is just laying it out. So what I always do is like lay everything out and make sure everything's piled correctly and kind of double check the stock against, you know, its pile and its order number. And then from there, it's a whole separate job packing that. So gonna be a pretty busy day today doing that. But I'm just really happy that the sale went as good as it did, because it's been a little while since I've put some Gym C stuff out there. So I mean, obviously we've got a pretty big customer base, and it's been a while since we've like done a drop. But with that much percent off, I guess like the 30 to 60% that we did, it always attracts a few rogue individuals. So one thing that's really been fascinating me lately is this idea of kind of constructing what might be the perfect day. Because I believe that in every single day we have the opportunity, whether you work for someone else, like I know a lot of people probably watching this would work at least an 8-hour job, 9 to 5, whatever it is, Monday to Friday, or doing weekend shifts, or there's these big chunks of time which is spent working for someone else. But I believe that, you know, we all can factor that in and put things around our, you know, tasks to fulfill us, so that each night when we're in bed, when we're lying in bed, we're happy and we're like, you know what, this day was really good. I got so much out of it. And that's something that's really been fascinating me as of late. So what I've actually just done very recently, and I think this is really kind of helping me now scale my business, also keep fulfilled and happy personally with, you know, my needs and all that, because if you're lacking in that department, it's only gonna go into your business. And so, you know, one's always gonna fail without the other. In my case, being a true entrepreneur in the sense of the words, if you know, you think you can give business 100%, but if your personal's messing up, it's going to filter into your business and it's going to ruin your business regardless. So what I've really been trying to identify is, okay, what do I need to do each day so that I actually feel fulfilled? Well, there's a certain amount of work I need to do. I definitely don't want to be behind on my daily tasks, so I block off 90 minutes to do my business staples, 15 minutes reading when I wake up every morning, regardless. Get exercise in, sauna, definitely, and that's another thing. I've got this thing, so 3 times a week I want to do this, and that's, yeah, get some sun, see my friends, and exercise outside. So I think it's really just important to try balance out. And, you know, I found that a big challenge for me over the years, the biggest challenge has always been blocking off actual work and working when I say I'm going to work. It's so easy online doing the stuff from home to procrastinate, to lose motivation if you're feeling lonely. But if you're setting out a routine day to day of what you want to fulfill in your days, you're just going to be a lot better off for it. So that's definitely one big thing I've learned, is to not think, hey, I'm actually so smart and I'll just do what I need to do each day, but to actually say, hey, I'm going to put this structure into my days and do this without even thinking, so that, you know, when you're lying in bed at the end of the night, you're happy, you're fulfilled, you feel like everything was covered.
It's with great pleasure then that I get to induct Dr. Roger Freeze into the Motorcycling Hall of Fame.
Hey everyone, just want to say thanks for being here, and it's definitely an honour for all of us to be here and accept this award, you know, the induction into the Hall of Fame for the motorcycling for our dad. And obviously I was 2 when he passed away, so I don't know him very well, so if, you know, it's cool if any of you guys have any stories to come see me tonight, and I always love hearing about it, so yeah.
They don't even see that I'm the change, yeah. I guess those are people you should blame, yeah. I'm tired of the
So I'm all back from New
politicking,
Zealand now.
the
Just
game
took a
talking
week
how
to
to
head back. Actually had a family event. My dad actually got inducted into the Motorcycling Hall of Fame for New Zealand. So my dad actually passed away about 25 years ago, or maybe a bit more now, 26 years ago I think. And me and my brother actually just went down to Wellington in New Zealand to actually accept that award on his behalf. So that was really rewarding. It was an amazing thing to kind of go do. I was definitely due for a trip back as well. A lot of you guys know I do live here in Australia, which is not where I was born. You know, it's a much better place to live in terms of, you know, a lot more's happening over here. The weather's a lot better. But when you're away from, you know, family and friends, it can be a bit hard. So I always like to get back once every year at least. I was a little bit overdue actually for this trip. So definitely really good to just go back and come back here now feeling refreshed. You know, I've caught up with my family, my old friends from school, from, you know, my OG friends who knew me before I was this Freezma guy that a lot of you guys know me as. But it's always very grounding, I guess, to go back and experience that. And, you know, just, I don't know, because life just changes so quickly and so strongly, I guess, sometimes. And before you know it, you're like, whoa, my life right now, it's not what it used to be, or it just feels like what used to be was just so long ago. And it's crazy how things change like that. So my advice to anyone watching this, whatever your position you're in right now, if you're at school or if, you know, you're at work for a job or something, just cherish your moments, man. Because I remember I used to think my school days were going to last forever, and then all of a sudden there wasn't even like a final goodbye for everyone. And I just remember, like, during our exam period, it just kind of, everyone dispersed, and all of a sudden you don't see everyone for like 10 years. It's just really strange. So, wow, this is getting deep. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about my book, which I'm currently reading, Think and Grow Rich. So 10 minutes each day, it's all I write down to read. I always end up reading a bit more, but like I said, the perfect day for me always has some reading in there. So currently reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Basically what this book is about, it's something that's really been I've been really relating to it a lot lately, is basically believing to see and feel successes or goals or whatever you want from your life, feeling that before it's even happens. And by doing that, you're basically putting yourself on that frequency to the universe of having already, and not coming from or operating from in your day-to-day life from a place of lack or less of. It's essentially like your glass is half full more as to half empty, because you can always look at things two different ways. And from experience, I know it's so important to look at things from this positive mindset of, you know, you've already got so much and there's so much more to be had, rather than I don't have enough and I need so much more to be happy. And it's just such an easy mindset to get into. It's funny, for me doing my online stuff, when I first started, for some reason, I was just this freak who didn't have much self-doubt. I just did everything, and I always thought so much was possible. But the older I've gotten, the more kind of constrictive, I guess, my thoughts have become, and my mindset is not as open actually as it used to be. And that's definitely been a bit of a challenge for me to overcome. I still do well doing what I do online and stuff, but you know, 5 years ago my goal was to easily be a millionaire by this age, and that, you know, that's just a personal goal of mine. But the fact that I haven't achieved that, it makes you start thinking, oh well, you were supposed to do it by this age but you haven't. So it's all these like little things, and they can kind of mess up your way of thinking. So this book has really been helping me kind of find that old mindset again of I guess just being in that right state of mind. Anyway, gonna go to the gym now. Gonna catch up with my friend Jacob. Haven't seen him in a while, so come, let's go.
I'm obviously winning, don't make me go hit the bank. Take out 100 to show you our pockets are different. I'm out with your bitch and I only want knowledge. She got a little mileage, I'm chillin'.
The song out yesterday, it's gone well.
Have you put it out already?
Yeah, it's out.
Just on iTunes?
On everything.
Not YouTube though, eh?
Not YouTube, that's the only thing. I just want to do something fast-paced, right?
Yeah, I reckon too. Did I do that one with you where we got the rings and we pull the sled?
I tried it once, and that was good.
Yeah. We'll chuck some of that in there as well. But I feel like we should like warm up better. Like we can do that shit more in it.
Yeah.
We could also do some time flips too. transition wrapped up with my man Jacob here. He's actually a pretty good friend of mine. He's also in the online space doing, tell him what you do, Jacob.
I guess I'm an artist. I write music and perform it, and I've been on YouTube for ages, ever since middle school. So I've been doing music videos and lyric videos and just performing online for a long time.
Yeah, so it's crazy with Jacob here. He's actually also from, he lives in the Gold Coast here with me. He's grown up here all his life. I've moved here from New Zealand. And I mean, even still, I feel like there's a lot more people in Australia who do what we do in terms of working online. But even still, it doesn't feel like there's that many people here on the Gold Coast. Like they're all over the place, but they're not really, we don't see them all the time. So.
I don't think it's a prominent culture here. You know, I feel like there's a few people that are trying to get international with their businesses, and it is growing, but the Gold Coast is more of a place to just relax, I think.
Yeah.
So it is hard to find like-minded people, which is okay. Eventually, once you find your team, it works. So.
Yeah. One thing that I'll say is really important, I guess, when you're doing your own stuff, if you're, an entrepreneur or whatever, musician, whatever field you're in, it's important to find kind of like-minded people, and they can be pretty difficult to find, I think, at the start, right?
Definitely, man. Especially when you've got a specific mindset, and I think most entrepreneurs do, and they have a very tight way of doing things. So when you speak your mind on various things, especially on a place like the Gold Coast, people are kind of not interested. So once you find someone that kind of understands your mentality and your philosophies, it's really nice. Like you can actually get more creative because people are there to bounce ideas off.
Exactly. Even like Jacob's in the music scene, I'm in the fitness scene, but this guy, every idea I ever have, I'm bouncing off him. The last few months especially, we've been training, always aim to train with Jacob a couple of times a week and just catch up because it's so important, and you'll find it as well, like doing what you do, it's easy to get really isolated and
definitely
just keep to yourself, right?
Yeah, especially because I write all my music alone, so I find that I'm always trying to find time to be alone, and that can get really damaging when you're not spending time with people that are helping you just get out of your mind for a bit. So it's good, again, having like-minded people around, like Freezy, I don't know, it helps, so.
Yeah, my advice to anyone out there in terms of if you can find even just one person who is kind of on that similar mindset, like I said, me and Jacob, two completely different fields, but we are on that online space of building our own separate brands, I guess trying to get people aware of whatever it is we offer. For me, it's my training stuff, my gym stees. For him, it's his music. But it's all relatable in terms of what we do is not ordinary. Definitely, guys, if you're going out on a different path, I guess, than what's normal, when you first start, it might be hard, you might feel really lonely, but the more your business or whatever it is that you're doing starts to grow, the more your network will grow as well. It just takes a bit of time and patience, I guess, and
definitely.
I think it's definitely worth still. I think you're better off to be alone than surrounded by the wrong people. So if you need to, I think at the start of your kind of journey, if you have to be alone, you just do that. But
yeah, I mean, it always depends on the person too, because some people need the motivation to keep going and they need that push from people.
Yeah.
Although personally, I find that, I don't know why it is, but I'm self-motivated anyway. So no matter whether things are going really badly, no one's listening to my music, no one's going to Spotify and having a gander, I find that's still fine. I take it as a challenge. Other people might need the motivation to pick me up.
Yeah.
It's just you've got to find your team and the right kind of, alleyway so that you're motivated and productive all the time.
What would you say to anyone watching in terms of maybe some advice for getting motivated by yourself in your day-to-day? Or what would be an important thing to kind of do each day?
I would say one of the main things that I kind of have tried to work on is be the exact same person you would be around everyone as you are by yourself.
Okay.
Like if you're being completely authentic all the time, you're going to be doing the right things. You're going to have a line and a pathway to your goals in the most genuine way.
Yeah.
So if you're changing when you're with people or doing something to just follow trends or to go viral or that kind of thing, you're not going to stick on the path. You're just going to get bored of it if it doesn't work. But if things aren't working for you for a long time, but you're authentic, you'll do it anyway. I've always said that whether I do make it all the way up or not, I'm doing what I love anyway. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Obviously, you want to reach the level, but you're doing what you love, whether you're absolutely slaying it, like Post Malone, or whether you're not there yet.
Yeah. It's just definitely that being aligned within yourself. I think it's important. It took me a few years to kind of realize that, and maybe it takes a bit of trial and error to like find your path or who you are as a person. But I think, like you're saying, in terms of if you're following trends and stuff, it can be a bit bad because you can kind of lose who you are, and then
you get stuck in the validation. It's like if you do something that's trending, you expect it to trend. And when it doesn't, because you're not doing it the way that the person who was trending did, then you're going to get confused and annoyed. But then again, as you said, that's kind of the path to finding yourself. Because you go, oh, it didn't work. I need to take a look at myself, understand what I'm good at, what I can bring to the table, and then you'll eventually whittle it down into being yourself, I guess.
I hear you, man. I mean, there's a lot we can say about this, but
I need to rest now after that cardio workout. So
it was a hard workout.
That's what I think.
So